It's been a hot couple of months since we've been on the air, and holy shit has the world reacted to the absence of the mall cops.
Oh my god.
Bloody apocalypse everywhere. The entertainment industry is in shambles, but let's just talk about it.
As when the Chinese government said that they were going to, that we were going to pay if we went off the air for more than 2 months, they weren't fucking around. So,
Dools, we haven't been on the air since January.
Oh my god.
We made a promise to the mall force on January, 2nd or 3rd, when we recorded the best of 2019 episode, that we were going to record regularly.
We were going to get up our news parody site, The Real Deal. We promised.
Oh, we got so many Technically, we've got a lot of fucking free time on our hands now that we can.
I mean, but the only problem with that now is that movie news is basically dried up. So
that's true.
But
that's true. So we need to come up with some new shit.
Yeah, which I still think is very possible. So you're right about the free time. We do have plenty of that.
Yeah, so we could do a soft launch or something like that. But I love how we have zero confidentiality in anything that we do. Fuck it, let's broadcast it to our 3 viewers.
Exactly. The show must go on.
How have you been handling this whole lockdown scenario, Dools? I'm assuming you're working from home?
I am. I have been. This is week 3 of working from home. And even prior to that, our company was trialling a lot of people working from home. They sent our whole sales and service team home, which is 80 people. So this was the writing was on the wall with this. But now it's now we're pretty much at the stage where Australia's been lagging behind the rest of the world in terms of the escalation of the virus spreading. But I mean, yeah, we're pretty much entering the thick of it now. And so I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I feel like people like us who are just happy to fucking Netflix binge and game are gonna be all right with this situation. But dude, I can see a lot of people just losing their mind because I mean, with some of the rules that were announced just a couple of days ago, it's getting really, really strict. I don't see how much further we can go, but I think I don't know. But then maybe I'm not being imaginative enough. So,
yep. So now it's now illegal to be outside of your house with more than 2 people that isn't your close family. So no more smokos, Dools. No more smokos, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that really just destroying the cinema industry, definitely. Or any entertainment-wise, it's really just going downhill, except for gaming. Everyone's gaming at home. That's definitely on the rise, but again, there is also the legality of all the shipping requirements and stuff to get physical copies of games into a country. So there's definitely a lot more barriers than people realize with this in all aspects of entertainment and life in general.
Yeah, so you said it, the film industry is just going to be absolutely ravaged by this. I mean, Not the movie production industries per se. You can imagine they have enough capital to kind of ride this out. But theatres, especially I don't know, but I mean, you can imagine they operate on thin margins. We know this from one of the biggest theatre groups in Australia, the Hoyts Group, having to close up shop indefinitely or until this all plays out. And I haven't seen anything about event cinemas, but I mean, they've obviously had to close as well. But I don't know if they've issued a formal statement about whether they're able to pay their employees or not. Is Hoyts paying? I mean, are their corporate employees being paid? But are they just the people who work at the cinemas themselves being paid? Do you know? Or
I'd assume, this is without any knowledge, this is a very ignorant opinion, but I'd assume if they're on contract, then yes. All the managers and stuff that are working behind the candy bar, yes. But if they're casual workers, no.
Yeah, so I mean, the good news, at least in Australia, is that a lot of these people have now a safety net. So there was previously announced everyone who had lost a casual part-time or full-time gig could apply for Centrelink. And now on top of that, just a couple of days ago, they announced the JobKeeper initiative, which was massive, which was basically giving any employer who, could prove that they had a, net loss of 30% or more comparative to last year, could then pay their employees, basically keep their employees on the books and keep employing their employees for up to $1,500 a fortnight per employee. So that was huge, and that will save a lot of jobs and a lot of pretty much put a lot of minds at ease in terms of income concerns. But yeah, I mean, but I don't know if that keeps, and that's for turnovers of businesses for turnovers of less than $1 billion, and then for businesses which have a turnover of higher, I think need to prove a much bigger downturn in revenue. So I still don't know what the future of cinema chains are, and smaller cinemas like that we frequent. So it's just going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. I think I'm sure we'll get into it, but I think we could see a more streaming focused future as a result, and more studios explore video on demand almost as a side by side thing with actual theatre releases. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, normally, Dools, we've got a bit more of a structured show, but like as I said, we've been off the air for a couple of months, but now we're back on, and definitely I think we have no excuse now to record, especially like I'm hoping the sound is crisp. We're both talking from each other's households.
Mm-hmm. I can't speak to the acoustics in my room. I mean, you can kind of see...
You sound fine over Hangouts.
You can kind of see, this strange kind of like groove-like pattern on my ceiling. I mean, that could either work to or against my benefit. We're all going to find out together. That's
Yeah, so me and Dools have taken the precautions. We're more than 1.5 metres away, and after this is finished, I'd even... like to enforce
more than
that
four
rule
Kevin
has
Hart's
been
away from each other has. Let's put it that way.
How good was Conan?
I love that.
So Conan O'Brien's done a little PSA on the social distancing. I implore everyone to go watch it. He's hilarious as always.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, so there's two implores for one piece of content. But yeah, so we normally have more of a structured show. Just going through like what we've watched for the week, what we've been playing, yada yada yada. Then new like big topic, etc. But I feel like we should just make this very. We can
still brush over that. I mean, because we've obviously been playing.
We can, but like this, absolutely. But this is going to be more of a conversational show. We don't really have that much structure on. But even saying that, Dools, like, what have you been playing like recently? Because again, there isn't that much left to do other than to game and to watch.
Exactly. Well, I'll quickly start with what I've been playing, and then I'll quickly brush over what I've been watching. But Doom Eternal has been the big one. Only came out on...
I think we both finished it.
Only came out last Friday on the... What was it? No, sorry. The Friday prior.
Friday before.
Yeah, the 20th of March came out. And it is, if you've played the first one, Doom 2016, which if you haven't sorted that out, it is just an absolutely stellar first-person shooter. It's phenomenal. It is just balls to the wall, just arcadey nonsense, and it's the most video game. Like in this modern era of games where some of them take themselves a bit too seriously, which is fine. We're gonna have some that push it forward as a medium and get it to take itself more seriously, but at the same time, some games forget that it is meant to be a game and, get caught up in narrative and graphics and forget to have fun. But this game's first and foremost prerogative is fun, and that's why.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's so much fun. It's awesome. So that's what I've been playing, and then Resident Evil 3 comes out this Friday, which I will definitely be playing day one. But,
have you got that on order?
I got it on Amazon order. I mean, whether that comes on the day or not, who knows? But
one thing that sorry to cut you off. One thing I remember that's been really prevalent is Call of Duty sold out across Sydney. You cannot get a physical copy of Call of Duty at the moment.
Physical copy of COD.
Yeah. But then if you're like, oh, I'll just buy it digitally, if like PSN and Xbox, it's full price, $100.
Yeah. And I wonder how many people are hearing about Warzone, having their mates tell them about Warzone, and they don't know that it's actually free.
It's free, yeah.
Because I mean, obviously
true.
you're getting a pretty substantial package with the main game, zombies, the multiplayer itself, and the campaign, which is probably the best in years. You can imagine a lot of people just hearing about the Battle Royale mode, just wanting to play that, but then thinking they have to buy it.
It's a quality Battle Royale as well.
I still need to try it, so I'm slacking on that. I got to give it a go. Just been obsessed.
Mate, jump on a lunchtime. I do lunchtime COD parties.
So, which I'm pretty close to.
Oh, nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah. I'll quickly go over what I've been watching as well. So I quickly binged almost over like 2.5 days the latest season of Ozark, which is...
Have you finished it?
Finished it. It's exceptional. It's probably the best season to date, in my opinion. Whereabouts are you up to? Just so I don't...
Episode 2.
Episode 2, okay.
I still got a bit.
See, very early days. It has... The ending is mind-blowing. Literally. Oh, yeah, I won't say anything else. Very...
I feel like I just got something ruined.
But the last episode, a lot happens, and kind of just like... Because I was worried that it wasn't going to... The ending of season 2, I feel like it's just like, they're standing there and it's like, oh, okay, well, they could take this in any direction. It's like, but you weren't sure where. Now it's like you're very aware of where a lot of characters stand in terms of loyalties at the end of this season, and there are some betrayals and things like that are just like very left field. And I don't know. I think season 4, God willing that it continues. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it's doing great numbers for them. But I think it's going to be, the most radically different season we'll see. I think, because just so much happens. So I mean, yeah, it's a great show. It's a really compelling drama. I see a lot of comparisons to Breaking Bad, which I think are apt in terms of
I was about to bring that up.
In terms of its subject matter, and it's kind of like milquetoast character in the lead, Jason Bateman, who's the character's name I'm forgetting, but Marty Bird.
Marty.
And he's not quite a Heisenberg, but he has his moments. He has these moments where he cracks, and you'll see it. But I think it's definitely not Breaking Bad quality, but it's in that same spirit. And I think it's a great kind of like, if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, then I can't see why you wouldn't be a fan of Ozark. So those are the main things. I want to give a shout out to, because I haven't started watching it, but I want to. Everyone's talking about it. It's one of those shows where it just pops up and everyone's talking about it. The Tiger King, something like that on Netflix.
Oh, we need to watch Tiger King. We do need to watch Tiger King.
Nutty things about it. Just seeing some of these memes, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But
let's watch Tiger King for next episode.
Yeah, we'll do that. I might even chuck an episode on time. Oh, and Westworld. I'm watching week after week, and it's really good, gripping, compelling. So
nice.
You get to catch up.
I do. I'm still haven't watched season 2. I hear mixed things about season 2. Though, Dools.
It's not as good as season 1, but that, in my opinion, is not saying much, because season 1 was great. Acceptable. It's not like True Detective season 1 and 2. It's more like the better comparison is more like
season 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Fair. No, I dig that. I dig that a lot. Nice. I've also been I've finished Doom Eternal. I echo everything Dool says. It's a fantastic game. It knows that it's a video game, and it's literally, it follows the exact same path as like an 80s or 90s style video game. It's like more enemies, clear the room. More enemies, clear the room. More enemies, clear the room. Bigger gun, more enemies, clear the room. More like, it's just constant progression on how insane this game can be. And there's always a more crazy or insane or mind-boggling thing that happens around the corner. But you never don't have fun with that game. Don't go in there expecting like a award-winning writing or another Last of Us or something like that. You're not going to get that. The lore is cool, but the lore isn't why you're there.
Yeah.
There are some amazing things
to that point. I think the story and the lore and the Codex Entries, like I was really like taken in by those and was like always keen to read more each time.
Absolutely.
So props to his narrative, which I think was much more engaging than 2016's.
No, absolutely. 100%. They even play with how ridiculous your character actually is. There's like scenes where humans interact with him, and they just like look at him. They're like, "Holy shit, it's Doom guy!" Like, but yeah, it's a fantastic, fun game. I don't think I'll go for the platinum, but that's just me. Go for it, Dools. I've been platinum hunting though lately. I've been playing through both the Arkham games. I got the Arkham Asylum platinum. That was tough. The challenge rooms fucked me, but I got there. I just finished the story on Arkham City. What a fantastic story that is. It's so good. Hugo Strange.
Yeah. I think narrative...
And the
ending?
ending?
I remember narrative-wise it being my favourite. There was something about it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a twist at the end that, like, I'll give you the Return to Arkham after I finished it. Forget the plat. But there's a twist at the end of City that's just fantastic.
Nice. Yeah, those are really good games. I think the next Arkham announcement, well, it won't be the Rocksteady one. It'll be from the guys who made Arkham Origins. But Arkham Legacy, that announcement is imminent, which is very exciting.
Really? Do you reckon?
Yeah, well, apparently
there
Jason
was
Schreier, who's never wrong, broke a story that Warner actually were planning on doing their very first E3 conference, but for obvious reasons that fell through. So you can imagine they'll announce a stream at some stage to reveal that, as well as like a Harry Potter RPG and something else.
I heard the Harry Potter thing's coming as well. That'd be cool.
And whatever Rocksteady's actually working on, which could be the rumored Justice League game. So who knows? That would be huge.
I just wish that they'd put Arkham Origins on PS4.
I know. I mean, I'm hope.
I never played it.
Yeah, neither. It's a shame. I'm sure it'll be ported eventually, but yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, because it came out on PS3, but didn't come out on PS4 when the PS4 was out.
Yeah, it was one of those Wii games caught in the middle between, just caught in that kind of like changing of the console life cycles, and just got forgotten.
Yeah, it's super weird.
And I heard nothing but great things about that. It stands on its own as a really good Arkham game, despite not being Rocksteady.
Yeah, and Deathstroke's the villain. Yeah. That's amazing, and Black Mask as well.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. But yeah, no, I haven't been watching that much. I want to get through Ozark. I recently, in the span of a week or even 3 days, I not only changed jobs, but I moved out and moved in with a new roommate. And the new roommate, I think, will eventually become an element of this show because he was never really a movie guy at all, Dools. Yep. So we're starting to watch movies for the first time for him. So I showed him Hot Fuzz for the first time the other night. Loved it. He loved it.
That'd be fun. That's a good excuse to go back to some just classics and stuff. And,
exactly. So like he's never seen Shaun of the Dead. So I reckon that might be next. I know. That's a 10 out of 10 film. That's one of the best comedies of all time for me. It's a fantastic movie. But so I was going to figure out like a little format of that, and we'll bring that up in the next couple of eps probably. But other than that, I just really want to get into the nitty-gritty of how this whole pandemic will affect the whole entertainment industry.
Shape the future of film and theatres and all that. So I reckon a good way to start is by just looking at all the films that have been delayed or affected by COVID-19.
Yeah. Do you want me to read them out?
Yeah, let's go through them, and I reckon we'll, the ones that don't mean much to us, we'll just brush over, but, significant releases, which I can already think of the first one, which we would have been watching in a couple days' time. I reckon we just have a quick chat about and,
Yeah, absolutely.
We are, etc.
So we were already planning exactly how we were going to watch this. The Entertainment Quarter in Sydney has the first cinema LED screen in Australia.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah. Oh.
The Samsung. So we were going to get tickets there because it'll be the most crisp viewing of No Time to Die.
Hoyts would be like, I can't believe we just dropped money on this fucking thing. Fuck.
But yeah, so we're going to see No Time to Die. That's been delayed until November November 12th for UK and November 25th for the US. So we'll be getting it the 12th.
So, okay. So that is a substantial delay. And that to me didn't, that seemed ludicrous at the time. Because I was like, but obviously we just...
Yeah, you were angry.
We didn't quite, being in Australia, we didn't quite fully grasp the situation, how quickly the virus was spreading, and just, I think it still was only slowly making its way to the US, through the US. I think it was starting to really get its grip on Italy at this time. But, so I guess, this was one of the first major... So it was MGM and Sony that were like, we're just going to delay this thing till the end of the year. And I was like, holy shit, like, this is ridiculous. And I actually wasn't even certain it was because of COVID-19 to begin with, because like that's how long ago this feels like. A fucking month ago feels like a lifetime, by the way. It's insane. But
it's crazy.
But in terms of news, because I think it's just news, like there's just constant big stories every day now. But so I was like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's wrong with this movie? Like, what do they need all this extra time in post for? And so it didn't even occur to me that it was the virus doing this. But yeah, that was a shame. But I mean, knowing where we are right now, and that the film would be coming out, I guess not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, if it was still sticking to its original release, obviously no one would be able to go see it. So that makes a lot of sense. And I'm still hopeful. I mean, this gives them more time to polish it in post, and make it the best final product it can be. So I mean, hopefully it, along with a lot of these other films, can kind of use that time to fix it up. So
How weird would it be if you were Kerry? How do you pronounce his last name, Dools?
The director, Kerry Fukunaga.
Okay. all right, Dools. All right.
Yeah, you can edit that out, right?
Yeah, I'll do something. Imagine being him now, where you'd have the movie finished and it's just sitting on your desktop.
I know, bro.
It's just like I've got the new Bond movie, No Time to Die, just waiting.
I mean, part of me wants them to just, be the guinea pig and completely forego a cinema release. I'm sure we're going to see it with some films this year, which I
reckon Black Widow.
Talk about this in a bit, but where I just want to see the first studio commit to a major blockbuster release and just be like, you know what, we want the people to have this. You can buy it right now for $20 stream it right now on this dedicated site / streaming platform, and I'd be so fascinated to see the numbers, because in my mind, I don't see how they don't, if they market it properly. Everyone's at home. Everyone's already got their PayPal account or whatever hooked up to Netflix / Apple TV, Amazon Prime, whatever. Amazon's a good place to put it, actually. I don't see how they don't make the equivalent, if not more, money on these kind of things. They're cutting out the middleman that is the theatre. And they're charging more, it seems like. They're charging $20 for a lot of these. I think it ends up being like almost like $29 for us, I've seen, for things like Invisible Man and stuff, which, I don't know if I can justify for unless it's like a big release. See, I would...
Well, I'd pay $30 to see Invisible Man if I hadn't already seen it.
Yeah, so I think I'd probably pay $30 for Black Widow.
I agree.
And
I agree.
That's why... So they charge that because, the typical theatre, I think in the US is maybe, I don't know, I'm guessing like $10 to $15, maybe even less. So, and then, again, as I said, you take out the middleman that is the theatre, they're seeing direct profits. So, I can't fathom how this just wouldn't see them make an exorbitant amount of money compared to previous releases. But I don't know. It's hard to say, but I just guess with everyone at home right now, this would be, you don't get that red carpet experience. You don't get, the big, especially a Marvel film, which is an event. Like, people love seeing that together as a community. But at the same time, like, I just think it'd be a fascinating experiment and Marvel would be the perfect one as well, because Marvel fucking puts people in seats. So, and with everyone at home, I think it's just the perfect time to kind of just test the waters with this kind of, on-demand experiment. But Yeah, so I mean, I just want to see as much as I think the point I was going to make was that as much as I would want to see MGM do that with Bond, at the same time I'd be like, fuck, like, I really want to see this in a cinema. So I think
exactly. Like there's gonna be sequences in there that you're like, this is great, but I wish I was seeing it on a screen that was like 50 times as big.
Yeah, and knowing that they shot in IMAX, I mean, it would just be really defeating as a director, knowing that people were not viewing your film the way it was meant to be viewed. So
agreed.
It's very tricky, but I mean, it's going to be real fascinating to see in the coming months which studio kind of makes that first decision. Be like, fuck it, let's just give it to them right away. But yeah, let's go down the list.
Exactly.
Sorry, we spent way too long.
Next on the list, that's all good. A list made, oh my god, I can't talk today. A list made by Matt Fowler on IGN.com. Thank you so much. Go check it out. If you haven't, click on the ads. Next up on the list, Dools, a whole year in delay for Fast and Furious 9.
Fucking hell, this was a monster delay. Why such a big delay?
Monster. I reckon because that'd be the highest performing part of the year for them, and
I think they needed. They were like, guys, we've got like 90% of the film you're drinking Coronas. We need so much more time on post. This is fucked.
Any beer is yours as long as it's a Corona. Yeah, they can't really do that.
They just need to
like,
get
we need
this whole CGI team just to change the beers to Heinekens or some shit.
It's like Sol. Remember Sol?
Oh yeah, Sol. Is that still Sol?
Yeah, fuck that.
Is that still a beer?
I think so. Remember, you could buy it in 2-liter glass bottles.
Dude, I remember because we both worked at Bowl Shop. Yeah, dude, you would get some real fucking interesting characters come in to buy because they would have ridiculous deals on those Sol.
2 for $10.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
And these were like shy of a
liter. They were like 2 liters each.
Yeah. Oh my god, ridiculous.
They're like jugs of Sol. They pumped that shit like fucking Happy Meals. And they'd always come up to the counter and say the exact same thing. They're like, "Oh, what a great deal this is!" And you're like, "Oh, I feel so sorry for your life." If you got to a point where you're buying 2 bloody jugs of Sol per night,
God,
may God have mercy, you're not in a good place. Next one on the list, Dools. I reckon this will eventually go to Disney Plus. Unfortunately, I was really excited for this. Mulan.
Yeah. So that's a shame. Again, another big one.
It was originally release date was for March 27th, and now it's no new date has been given. Obviously, trying to wait for all this to blow over. In saying that, though, this would have a giant Chinese audience in China, so they might just not release it until this is all blown over.
Yeah.
So in saying that, I kind of take back.
See, I think so far, I think we're going to see a trend with the Marvels, the Fast and Furiouses, the Bonds. I think those kind of big releases, because China, I think, only has a mandate. I think it loosens up each year, but they only allow like a certain number of Western films to make it over that they will show in cinemas that year. It's like I think the year Infinity War came out was like one of 20 films that they were going to allow. One of 20. So that's nothing. Western films.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So I think Bond. You imagine these ones so far that we've talked about, and Black Widow are probably going to be in that 20 films. So I think you're right. Like I think until China reopens, then I don't think we'll see them even on a streaming service or anything.
Yeah, you're probably right, Dools. You're probably right. Not normally right, but this occasion you are correct. About a week away from its initial release date, A Quiet Place Part 2
that was a stinger.
Delayed.
Now that's a perfect. No offense to it, but I think it's not going to really take away from the viewing experience too much, as opposed to say Bond. If I watch that in my living room, I think horror films are great for the living room. So
agreed.
It's a bit bigger and bolder compared to its predecessor, and I think you're going to want to watch it with headphones or the best audio possible. But I think I'd love to see that come to stream platform. So. Yeah,
it was also a big sting as some press got to see an early press screening, and they were tweeting out their reactions, and they all say that it was spectacular.
That is a shame.
and said that Cillian Murphy is fantastic. And I can't remember the actress of the daughter, Millicent, someone, said that she completely steals the entire show.
Oh, cool.
Apparently she's awesome, which is great. But that sucks. We'll have to wait and see. A delay that everyone in their right mind saw coming, Dools. The New Mutants is yet again delayed. That was supposed to come out in like 2012.
Okay, Disney, like just straight up. Also, by the way, on that real quick, apparently the director, I think commenting on this, I don't know how it came up. I think someone like paid him out about the film, or he was like, I think he kind of alluded to the fact that he knows the film wasn't fantastic. But I think he was responding to someone who was like, "Look, it's no X-Men Apocalypse." So it's like,
really?
He said that. It's like, well, dude. But I mean, he's obviously not working with Fox anymore, so I mean, he can get away with that shit. But it's like, well, dude, like you're straight throwing shade to your fucking colleagues.
That's gold.
But that alone,
you just look at that, you're like, yeah,
that
fair.
That comment alone made me like, all right, fuck it, I'll watch it. But put that shit on Disney Plus. I mean.
Yeah, that I reckon that will eventually go streaming.
Again, it's meant to be the first. See, what would be cool about that film? Actually, the one interesting thing about it is that it would be the first like mainstream horror superhero film because it's in the X-Men universe.
Yep.
It's not like Chronicle or Brightburn where it's its own indie little thing. But this is like a proper like legitimized superhero horror. So I am kind of interested to see.
Yeah, something that Scott Derrickson was trying to do for Doctor Strange 2.
Exactly.
And then
which
then he got ousted.
Big K-Dog shut right down.
It's true. But, after Endgame, how can we not trust him?
Then again, I think they do want to go for horror, but more campy horror, because they got Sam Raimi on, who is still a horror director.
Yeah, that's insane. Is he fully confirmed?
Pretty sure, yeah. I mean, obviously, production.
By the way, the actress that I was thinking of for Quiet Place Part 2 is Millicent Simmons. She's done both Quiet Places and a film called Wonderstruck.
Cool.
So she's got a lot ahead of her. She's awesome in Quiet Place Part 2.
Nice.
But yeah, going down the list, there's another Disney horror film coming out called Antlers. That's been was slated to release 17th of April, and there's no new release date. Another big one, Dools, Black Widow.
Yeah, so I think Marvel
set to release kind of holding beginning of May.
Yeah, so Marvel I think Marvel just waiting to see how this was playing out more, but this is obviously everything about this is just slowing. No signs of slowing down. So yeah, I don't think they didn't give a new date for this, did they? They just said delayed.
No, delayed.
So that actually tells me that they're maybe contemplating a Disney Plus release. So
agreed. You can tell that No Time to Die is definitely going to wait until it can be released theatrically.
Yep.
I think the same with Mulan, just because both of those could have giant China audiences.
Wait, sorry, did New Mutants have a new date?
No.
Yeah,
no.
Exactly. Well, there you go.
This is like the 14th time they've changed dates. Like, this is the only time that you're like, oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, when that movie comes out, every one of those cast is going to be having like a mortgage and like middle age and shit. No, man. But it'll be interesting to see what they do with Black Widow. But we also got Spiral, the bizarre Saw spin-off.
Yeah, so what I understand about the production of this film was that Chris Rock apparently is just one of the biggest Saws fan ever, and has been trying to make his own Saw film. And he's writing this as well, did he? Or wrote?
Did he write it? Let me look it up for you.
Well, I think he's at least more involved in the production than just starring in it.
I think he directed it. I might be wrong with that.
Yeah, he's doing something as opposed to just acting.
No, I was wrong.
So that's interesting.
No, he didn't write it or direct it.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he's just been trying to make it.
Didn't even produce it. Yeah.
He's producing?
Well, he produced, and he's not producing it either.
Oh.
But yeah, crazy. But yeah, we know that he is a massive Saw fan, so he would have been definitely amping this up to be made.
Yeah, so I'm not. Are you a big Saw fan? I've only seen the first one.
No. I like the first one's great, the second one's cool, and then everything else is just like
gets a bit silly after that.
What's it called? Gore porn? Is that what the phrase is? Gore porn?
Oh yeah, something like that.
It's not for me, man. It's not for me at all.
Yeah.
Like, I just like seeing stuff that isn't bodies get ripped apart. That's just me, though, Dools.
Fair enough, Has.
I could be odd.
That's a fair assessment. I think there's more. I think there's definitely more to horror than just blood and guts.
Yeah, because you used to be not a horror guy at all, Dools. I remember the days where we used to go to film screenings.
Well, it's not just that. It was that I'd been watching the wrong kind of horror.
Yes, you were. You were watching the jump scare shit. Like, I'll never forget when we went to see Unfriended. That fucking shitty Skype movie.
Paranormal Activity scarred me and just made me never want to watch horror films again. But
yeah, I was funny story about Paranormal Activity, Dools. While we're on it, is back in the day, it was like, when did it come out? Like 2007 or something. Me and Jimmy, my brother, got won a competition that we got to go see this new unreleased film that before anything was released, midnight screening, such and such, and we didn't know what it was, didn't know what it was about. It was Paranormal Activity, the first one, and that was the first time I really couldn't sleep without the lights on.
Yeah,
and it's like the only time that's ever happened where I was just like in bed, I was like, I can't go to sleep. I was like, I've never had a film or any type of entertainment media affect me as much as the first Paranormal Activity.
It was essentially the first Invisible Man horror film because it's just an invisible enemy that you can't see, and I just thought it was terrifying. Like just shit like seeing, the sheets on the bed slowly be pulled away, stuff like that. I mean, terrifying.
The scene where she gets pulled out of the bed and dragged down the stairs, and she's just screaming for her boyfriend.
Yeah. And then when you realize she's possessed and stuff. Oh, yeah. No thanks.
Oh. They put the flour on the floor to try and get footprints, but there's handprints everywhere. And you're like, oh, dude. Oh, it's giving me PTSD. Anyway, Dools. The new Minions movie, Minions: The Rise of Gru, that's been delayed.
A big loss.
Trolls World Tour, Dools.
I'll cope.
Wonder Woman 1984.
Shame.
It's a big one.
Shame.
Yeah, so the new redate, so it was originally slated for the June 5th, and it's been dated to August 14th. Bold move.
That'll be pushed again.
Very bold move.
Probably be pushed again.
Yeah. Yeah. So In the Heights, which is apparently a massive stage musical of Lin-Manuel Miranda, that's been delayed. Oh well. What I think is the biggest delay ever, Dools, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, Scoob, the animated Scooby-Doo movie.
Now we were both very excited for Scoob.
Scoob. We were like, well, that's not a joke. Like, I'd gladly just smash 10 beers and go watch Scoob.
The world has been ready for a long, long time for a Scooby-Doo renaissance, and
wars have been raged.
It's an insult. Now, whichever studio is behind this, do us all a favor, put it out on streaming platforms, help us through these trying times. Give us some Scoob. Just do it.
Have you seen the trailer? The trailer's great.
Dude, it looks like something's right. Dude, I actually love those live action ones from back in the early noughts.
Yeah, so do Monsters Unleashed.
Yeah.
Where Freddie Prinze Jr. plays Fred. What a casting choice. So we've got Greyhound, that new warship movie starring Tom Hanks that's been delayed. It was originally supposed to come out March 30th. Gave me massive vibes of that. What was that? Hunter Killer, that Gerard Butler and Gary Oldman movie, and Midway, that movie that came out a couple of months ago. Apparently Midway? It was shit. No, apparently it was fucking terrible.
Oh, that's a shame. Roland Emmerich. No,
people came out of it being like, I'd rather chew glass than watch that again.
It just looked like action porn. It's like, do we need to do that to World War II of all subject material? Like, it was just non-stop fucking planes shooting each other out of the sky and just like doing ridiculous maneuvers, like stuff that just would not be realistic in the slightest.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Just looks pathetic.
Yeah, so we've also got Ghostbusters Afterlife that's been delayed. It was originally supposed to come out in July.
That's another
it's been
significant
delayed
one.
March 5th.
Yeah, almost a year, isn't it?
March 5th tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, March 5th. So about like 10 months.
Because I think some studios are realising, well, we don't want to go up against all... Because we're going to see so many films are going to be coming out at the same time now. Like, this is going to be this window where fucking everything is coming out.
So I'm saying 2021 is going to be one of the best entertainment years of all time.
Yeah.
They're cramming
only a month ago
so
we were saying
this
about 2020. Fucking hell.
Yeah. It's crazy. Morbius, that's been delayed. It was supposed to come out at the end of July. It's now set for March. The Uncharted movie. Do you give a fuck about that, Dools?
I mean, I'm so curious about it, dude. I definitely want to see the end product, but I mean, this with every fiber of my being, I do not want this film to be made. But regardless, they're going ahead with it.
So, it's one of those movies it's going to be.
Harry, we thought Tom Holland being cast as Nathan Drake was bad. Mark Wahlberg as Sully? Have these people played the games? Have they even played the games? These people making this movie. What the fuck?
Every time someone says Mark Wahlberg, I think of that scene out of The Happening, where they're in that old woman's house, and the old woman's like, "You trying to kill me?" He's like, "What? No." It's like the worst acting of his entire career. It's the worst.
Anyway.
Than everything else he does in Boston. So that's originally supposed to come out next year in March, and now it's slated to October next year. So it was originally coming out almost a year ago. Almost a year, sorry. But they're being preemptive.
This movie's in...
Because so many movies are coming out.
This fucking Uncharted movie's been in production hell for so long that they originally wanted Mark Wahlberg to be Nathan Drake. I mean, that's not even a joke either. That's true. So like...
That's not a joke.
Oh my god!
It's because also it's in production hell when they assign a director 4 weeks before they shoot the film.
Let me fan cast very quickly Nathan Drake and Sully, and they're the obvious choices. Nathan Fillion, J.K. Simmons. Done.
Nathan Fillion. Done. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Did you see that the short fan film with Nathan
actually,
Fillion?
Stephen Lang.
I watched that again the other.
Stephen Lang, but J.K. I mean, I would personally go with J.K. Because I mean, it is Stephen Lang.
No, I agree. JK's just got more of that.
I think it is Stephen Lang.
JK has more of that sass.
Or yeah,
it is. Yeah, you're right.
But Nathan
JK
Fillion,
has more of the sass.
Perfect.
Oh, beyond perfect. He will be so good. But Tom Holland. Yeah, let's see how this plays out. This movie's gonna be terrible, Dools. It's gonna be fucking terrible. I still remember there was someone that tweeted at Neil Druckmann, one of the main writers of Uncharted. And was just like, "Well, I'm so glad that I've got more confidence in this movie because Neil Druckmann's behind it, or gave it its blessing." And he's just like, "I'm not associated with this film at all."
Yeah.
He tweeted back, and you're like, "Oh, that's
actually
great."
On that point. Before we move on to the next one, so big piece of news that did come out recently is that Neil Druckmann is teaming up with the writer and creator of Chernobyl.
Yep.
And they're both again teaming up with HBO to adapt The Last of Us to a TV series. So that was pretty exciting news. Apparently, I don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but apparently it will focus on Joel and Ellie, so it'll be a retelling. I think it's a perfect opportunity to kind of explore something else in that universe.
Someone else.
Because it's just like, we already did that so well. But look, I trust Neil, and his involvement was like the biggest part of that for me. If they just announced The Last of Us HBO show, I'd be like, that's dope with the Chernobyl guy. But at the same time, it's like the fact that Neil's on board and seems to be very much like co-creating with Craig, I think Mazin, I think is his name. That gives me a lot of faith. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see a backstory of there was the two brothers,
Ish
Sam and someone. Oh, yeah. No, Ish was the sailman. The sailor.
Are you talking about...
remember the two brothers?
Oh, that
Sam
John
and
in
Henry?
Yeah,
Sam and Henry, I think it is.
Oh, shit,
That'd
you know
be cool.
who
Even though we know
the older dude? Sterling K. Brown. Literally, that's literally him.
Oh yeah, I feel like he's a bit too old though because it's like a little brother and the little brother's teenager. I thought maybe like Donald Glover.
Oh, is it? Is it? Oh yeah, I'm more thinking he was a father. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, he's an older teenager, right?
No,
Yeah,
he's
okay.
an older brother.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Donald Glover. Yeah.
That's my brother. Remember? Like so, like we know the fate of both those characters, but yeah, like but it'll be cool to see like how it all started for them, and then like it would end with them.
Because also the problem with it being Joel and Ellie is that people are just going to have these ridiculously high expectations of the people betraying them. So you just need to perfectly cast these people. So that's why it has to be Hugh Jackman and Daphne. What's her name from Logan? You just
Keener.
You just get
Daphne Keane.
I've seen some people say what's her name? Fucking who plays
Ellen Page.
No, she's too old. Ellen Page is like 32. Has.
Yeah, but she still looks like she could portray a high school kid.
Who plays 11 in Stranger Things?
Oh, Millie Bobby Brown.
No thanks.
No, I was thinking of Game of Thrones. What's her name?
Arya? Maisie Williams?
Yeah, Arya from Game of Thrones. Maisie
Williams.
I
think I saw fan art, which actually looked convincing, and, you know, she's a bit older, but she would definitely...
And she'd have the sass,
look the part. Is, Caitlin Denver?
Denver from Booksmart.
Yeah, who I think could
that'd be cool.
Good choice, but yeah.
That'd be a great choice. And I saw another rumour that they were trying to get Nikolai, or Jamie Lannister from Game of Thrones for Joel.
I think, yeah, definitely a rumour, because casting would definitely have been postponed now. But I don't know, well, maybe they'd already settled on people. I mean, who knows? It's very possible. But yeah.
That'd be cool.
Pretty cool.
This is big promising.
And HBO just keeps pumping out quality stuff. I mean, I recently finished The Outsider, which you got to watch. Exceptional.
I do need to watch. I do. We've got a couple more to go, Dawes. We've got an untitled Sony movie that's coming out, which is either Spider-Man 3, Venom 3, or Morbius 2. Apparently, that was coming out 2021 in October. Like, I don't know what that is.
Well, it can't be Spider-Man 3 because I think production on that begins next year.
Can't be Morbius 2 because the first one hasn't even come out yet.
And they've actually because when they announced a slew of their delays, they actually said
same with Venom
2 is sticking to its original, which I think is October. So yeah, I don't know what that is. That's so random. It's like, why would you even announce that? We don't even know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's true. And Sony, the last but not least, you'll be unhappy. Sony has officially pushed the release date of Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway to January 15th.
The problem with this is that one had such a brutal cliffhanger that I'm fucking kidding. Who gives a shit? All right.
Oh man, yeah, lots been, and then there's just everything. I could scroll for days about what's been stopped in production.
So, man, as far as
Guillermo del Toro's new movie, the Peter Pan and Wendy live action, Ridley Scott's new movie,
the Batman,
live action Little Mermaid, the Batman,
live action Little Mermaid,
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Seven Rings.
So pretty much every film that was currently in production is stopped. Yeah, delayed.
Yeah, Baz Luhrmann's Elvis biopic, which I'd be fucking keen for, because I think Tom Hanks is playing.
Yeah, so that was Tom Hanks got coronavirus, I think, from some, while on the set of that film, and which was being filmed here up in the Gold Coast, and I think him and his wife Rita have now since flown back to the US, but yeah, they both got infected and were self-isolating up here, down here, I should say. And I had no idea. I mean, no one knew about that film until like the news broke about Tom Hanks getting the virus, which was funny. Yeah, and I think he's playing. We don't know who's playing Elvis, or maybe we do. Maybe it's someone, but I think he's playing his manager, Tom Hanks. So he's playing. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Dills, we've been going for 49 minutes. I just want to hit you with one more question. This is a question that I came up with, like I was thinking of during the week. Do you think there'll be another $1 billion movie, or like even like in years to come?
I think if anyone can do it, I think. I mean, we didn't have one not too long. I mean, Star Wars was the last one that only came out a few months ago. So
which was
Rise of Skywalker.
Star Wars.
So you got to imagine that Marvel can do it again.
But I'm just saying, like the reluctance of going back to the cinema.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It's a question.
We're gonna have been cooped up here in our homes for so long. I think people are gonna swarm places like cinemas and bars.
I hope so.
I really do think so, because I mean, I was just speaking to a mate of mine earlier, and he's just like, mate, that first night that the pubs reopen, it's gonna be the biggest night of our lives, and I'm like,
yeah, it is.
I'm like, dude, this is like 5 months away, and you're already this fucking keen for a beer. But
oh, dude, absolutely.
But it actually will be. It's actually hilarious to think about. You can just picture ScoMo getting up on the podium and be like, "Let's get fucked up." Just the whole city of Sydney goes out on the town at once. Like, oh my god, big.
He just stares into the camera and smashes a scoo.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I don't think. I mean, I see what you mean. I think this is definitely going to change the way we live our lives, and it's just going to change habits. And I saw someone tweet something. I think it might have been Kumail Nanjiani, or whoever you say his name. I could never.
You got it right. Don't have to be.
Oh, did I? Okay,
don't have to be offensive. Yeah, you're like, you got it correct, and you're fine.
I saw him tweet something along the lines of, "I could never imagine shaking someone's hands again." So I think like this is definitely going to change our behaviors and habits, but it's not like you're fucking turning and greeting the person that's next to you in a cinema with a handshake. And plus, like, especially the cinemas that we go to with the big reclining seats, like, they're already pretty spacious. You're not right on top of the other person like you are in at a fucking AFL match. That's gonna be weird.
True.
I think the seating arrangement.
Oh, I'm going straight back to the AFL, dude.
Oh, but the seating arrangements, I think at places like ANZ's, SCG. I mean, you're right on top of the person next to you. Like, I think we're just going to see enough people be like, nah, guys, like, you got to do a complete revamp. And fucking now's the time. Now's the time when no one's going to the footy. But anyway, I don't know if we'll actually see that. There's no money to do it anyway. But, yeah, so in short, I think there will be. I think Marvel and Star Wars are some of the few brands that can still pull in that kind of cash. I think Fast 9 will. I think Fast 9 probably will.
Interesting.
So you seem to think no, is what I'm feeling from you.
Oh, I'm unsure. Like, I don't know if we will or won't. I don't think it's going to be as clear cut of everyone's just going to storm back.
But you're probably viewing it purely from the lens of a theatrical release. I think what we're going to see is films go to streaming much quicker, maybe within a 30 window, maybe within a 30-day window. It's going to be my guess, a month window from theatrical, and studios are still going to count the earnings from that and the theatrical as one. So I think we're definitely still going to see billion-dollar films in that. It's
going to be different, isn't it?
But yeah,
like it's going to be a different way to get
billed. That's going to be a big struggle for cinemas. I think you'll see majority of people be like, "Oh fuck it, I'll wait 30 days to watch it in my home."
Well, like, because 2019 was the highest grossing year of all time because it had Avengers, Star Wars, Toy Story, Frozen, like a Scorsese film, Tarantino film. It had Hobbs and Shaw. Like, it had so many tent poles of just pure cash. I don't think we're going to get that many tent poles ever again of that high. Not ever again, but for a long time.
I think that was just random and spontaneous because obviously not all these companies are colluding with one another and being like, yeah, let's all release all our shit this year. That was just kind of like a lucky cocktail of awesomeness.
It is, but I don't think even like saying that, I don't think we're going to see as many billion-dollar movies as we have in the last couple of years for a long, long time.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably right, but I think it'll only be those.
It's a sad thing to see, but like,
because I mean, did Once Upon come close to?
No. I'll look up exactly how much, but no.
Yeah, because that would have been
from my memory. I think about 300.
Really? Wait, global?
I think so. I could be wrong.
That seems small. Does that seem small to you? Is that because of the title, maybe?
Box office. I
feel like so many people knew about it. I feel like a lot of people talked about it. But that's disappointing.
He's not a massive money drawer. You know.
I feel like Tarantino is just one of those names, but I guess
his
we're definitely in a
entire
bubble.
budget was 90 mil. Yeah, his entire budget was $90 million. And his entire worldwide gross was $374 million. So he including, so it's $90 million budget, including marketing. There's always the rule of thumb to just double that. So let's say 180. So put it up to 200 just to be safe. So he earned the studio $170 million.
Yeah. Okay.
Still huge.
That's still huge, but
that's
I mean, I guess that shows how much of a bubble we're in. Because I would be like, bro, so did Once Upon make $1 billion?
Because Joker did. No one expected Joker to.
Yeah, so I guess that's just the draw of the superhero film. If that was called... But Joker did it over time because it was all word of mouth. If Joker was just called Arthur, it would have made 200, maybe. And maybe that might even be high.
It had a budget of 50 million, and worldwide it did $1 bill.
That's amazing. It's astounding.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Well, Dools, we've come to the end of the podcast. Do you want to close us off?
Sure thing, Has up.
You know?
Has dog. Look, thanks for joining us for a spontaneous, self-isolated installment of the More Cops podcast. We're going to be trying to pump out a few more of these in the coming months, to keep you company on those lonely nights. And they're going to be very lonely. Very, very lonely. Let me assure you. So you're gonna take all the company you can get, aren't you? You pathetic fucking no. Yeah, I mean, so this podcast will be interesting, Has. I think we might even find ourselves delving into some different topics other than film, because there's only so many times we can talk about, what the future of the industry will be like, because we covered a lot of ground here, but at the same time, it's like, what news is going to be coming out about films?
Because I was thinking about doing we go back into our backlog and do review episodes.
I think that's a good idea. I was just going to bring up
thank you. I'm full of them.
There's still a ton of shit to watch, and we can just do in-depth discussions on stuff. I've always loved the idea of we kind of explore a director each week and maybe watch 2 of their films or something, and we can do an in-depth discussion on 2 of them. I think Tarantino and Scorsese are 2 directors. Denis Villeneuve. There's a ton of different directors. We can kind of just go and...
You got the name right, Dools.
I'm fucking,
you got the name right.
Killing it, right? I might have Google Translate up, but I might or might not. You actually don't know. That's the benefit of this setup.
I can't trust a thing to say anymore.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility, and I think there's still some great opportunity here. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. You can catch us on Spotify, Podbeam, and all your favorite streaming services.
Mainly just those 2, though.
Yes,
and iTunes and Apple Music. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Jules. Until next time, we're off duty.
Peace, baby.